Hi, welcome to Good Morning KU. I'm Haley McGavick.
And I'm Josh Kurlak.
And today we've got some serious news to talk about.
Yeah, a little bit of a, not necessarily a dark cloud, but some serious topics, a little more than what we're used to here on Good Morning KU. But first off, let's get started, get right into it. It is Sexual Assault Awareness Week here at KU. And I think something just to mention right off the top is that this week was not planned in response to all of the news that came out last week and in the weeks leading up to now with the allegations of rape on KU's campus, and then also the complaints in which the KU response team reacted to those allegations. So that is something that I think is important. A lot of people, obviously, it's easy to think, well, it's Sexual Assault Awareness Week. This must be in response to those happenings that have occurred in the past, but it's not. It was previously already scheduled.
Yes, and we'll have events going on throughout the week to raise awareness. Hopefully people will get involved and it can make a difference here.
Right, and if you go to the KU website, ku.edu, you can just type in the search bar, Sexual Assault Awareness Week. There's plenty of information there, information about each event throughout this week. Gives you a little rundown about what is going to be going on during that event, who's hosting. So just keep yourself posted on those events if you're interested at all. It's a great experience to go out there, check it out if you've never been or never seen or done anything with Sexual Assault Awareness Week. And I think going back to what's been happening at KU with all the hoopla almost with the rape allegations and then KU's handling of it. I think if you were to attend any event that was related to Sexual Assault Awareness Week during any year at KU, this would be the year to do it. I mean, because you can't get any more perfect timing.
Exactly, and we'll go more into that later. But for now, we've got more NFL controversy stirring up here. Exactly,
and if you haven't heard, you must have been living under a rock. But the Minnesota Vikings running back Adrian Peterson has been all over the news. Starting last Friday and then carrying through the weekend and into yesterday and now even today, he's still the aftermath of all those happenings is still coming out, and people are trying to get all these details straight. But what we do know is that Adrian Peterson was indicted on child abuse charges, but he hasn't been convicted of anything yet. So that's important to keep in mind. Legally right now, he's still in the process of learning his fate or what will be his fate.
Right. And we are seeing a lot of trends of domestic violence stirring up in the NFL. Do you think that we're going to find more cases as the year progresses and the season?
Sadly, I have to think that these types of things will continue to surface just because the NFL is realizing what type of issue they have on their hands. And I think we saw it with a little bit with the Ray Rice case, and how he assaulted his wife, fiance. We saw the video break last week of those two in the elevator. I think that I have to think the NFL has an idea that some of these things are going on, but they're just not telling the public.
Right.
And so I think the NFL may sit here and say, well, we're losing a lot of sponsors, a lot of respect from the public and our fans. It may be time for us to look at how we are handling these situations and improve how we deal with those types of things that come up.
And with us being able to leak videos or text messages, for example, I feel like a lot more evidence is going to be put out there for the players.
Exactly. You're not safe. Nobody is safe on those types of things with all of the new technology that we have now. It's tough to hide things.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting to see how that story develops in several of the other stories that may break in the future for in the NFL. But now transitioning into a more lighthearted topic, a lighthearted story, is I thought it was interesting. I don't know if you've heard it. We talked about it a little bit before we came on set, but some people may not know. Lawrence is going to now instate or install a curbside recycling pickup service.
Yeah, I was as surprised as you to hear that this morning.
Right, and I think why we were surprised is because you think of, Lawrence usually in those types of things would be one of the leaders in trying to go green and save energy in the earth, and we haven't had a curbside recycling system in place ever here in Lawrence. And there was talks of it in the early 90s. Several proposals were brought up. Since then until now, nothing has been able to be settled, and now we finally have one. So that service will start on October 21st. They started distributing the recycling containers on September 8th.
Oh, and it's only about $2.81 a month, I think?
Right, correct.
Okay, that's not that bad.
That's something also to note, that if you would like to partake in the recycling curbside pickup, it's just $2.81 extra on your solid waste disposal bill. So it's pretty reasonable.
Oh yeah, it's a low price, a little more of an expense for you and a little more work to sort, but you're doing something, beneficial to help out. So if you want to. And
it saves you a drive to the recycling centers here in Lawrence as well. They can just come and pick it up right from the curb.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take a break, and after the break, we'll be back with Maddie and Nick with the news.
No, I don't know though. I'm scared. I mean,
Do you know that you're in my lane? No, not at all. Are you not paying attention? Are you texting? I was just checking in with my mom. I was telling her that I thought we'd be home by 6. It's okay. There's enough time. Just pay attention. I'm not even halfway through my text. There's no way. I'm not even going to look up. My babies are in the car. You have to pay attention. It's just supposed to be a quick text. I'm so sorry.
Hi, I'm Nick Cousin.
And I'm Maddie Cole. This is your Tuesday Good Morning KU News Update. In light of all the recent controversial events surrounding the NFL, the league announced they are hiring 4 female advisors. A memo sent out yesterday from Commissioner Roger Goodell explains that the league is putting forth an effort to try to change how it is perceived from the outside for handling domestic violence. The 4 women are all of various qualifications and all expected to help make a big difference with current and future issues.
President Obama is going to great lengths to try to put the Ebola epidemic to a stop. $500 million from the Defense Department will be diverted to training healthcare workers, building treatment facilities, and distributing supplies to families. The official death toll has risen to 2,500 with 5,000 infected.
For the 3rd consecutive year, Miss New York has been crowned Miss America. This year's winner, Kira Kazantasev, relied on her domestic violence platform and singing talent to win the crown. Miss Virginia was first runner-up, and Miss Arkansas was second runner-up.
Recent issues with the residence halls have students unsatisfied with their living conditions. Leaking pipes, moldy rooms, and dead bats have all been reported this school year. These incidents occurred in 2 residence halls on campus, Corbin and McCollum, and are currently being attended to, but students are still skeptical about their on-campus homes.
Sexual Assault Awareness Week continues today with a workshop presented by the Kansas City Anti-Violence Project. Spectrum KU will put on the workshop titled Queering Violence in an attempt to provide domestic violence, sexual assault, and hate crimes advocacy and educate students on the LGBTQ community. The event takes place in the Sabanti Multicultural Resource Center today from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m.
The first part of the 3-part series, Food for Thought, is today at 2 p.m. in the Traditions area of the Union. This series, put on by student union activities, will be similar to past food demos, but will include more educational and intriguing aspects about different topics relating to food. This event is free for all KU students with their ID.
And that will wrap it up for today's news update. Please stay tuned. We'll be back from a break with Haley and a guest.
Hi, welcome back. I'm here with Saida Bonifield to discuss more about Sexual Assault Awareness Week. Saida, how are you today?
Great, thanks for having me.
Now, what is it exactly that you are doing for the Awareness Week this week?
So I am actually I was recently hired to run the sexuality and gender diversity programs at KU. So this is the first time there is a full-time position running these programs. So as part, we were invited to participate in Sexual Assault Awareness Week to talk about sexual assault and intimate partner violence within LGBTQI communities.
Okay. And you're running an event tonight, actually, aren't you, for the week?
Yes.
Okay, which event is that?
And so the event tonight is called Queering Violence. We will be bringing in somebody from the Kansas City Anti-Violence Project. This is a project, it's a nonprofit in Kansas City that works specifically helping folks who are in intimate partner violence or sexual assault situations who identify as part of the LGBT community. So tonight we'll have a discussion about sexual violence and those types of things within that community. And it will take place at 5:30 to 7:30 in the Sabatini Multicultural Resource Center in the big classroom.
Okay, and what does your group hope to, like, I don't know, give students? Like, do you hope to educate them more about this, to kind of branch out, or, you know?
Yeah, it's basically just to talk about kind of the different barriers that folks who identify within, you know, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer communities, talking about how those folks also are part of this discussion. A lot of times it becomes a very, you know, a very heterosexual discussion, and and also a cisgender discussion. So talking about the additional barriers that folks who identify within these communities face, and also educating, kind of like what you said, educating the general KU population so that folks know how to get help, where to get help, how to recognize what those signs are. Yeah, and just kind of let people know that there are additional resources out there.
Okay, great. And that was at 5:30 tonight. Where at?
And that's in the Sabatini Multicultural Resource Center in the big classroom.
Okay, great. We hope to see you all there. Thank you for coming, Saida, today.
Thanks so much.
We'll be back after the break with Weather with Mary Kate.
And welcome back here to Good Morning KU. We have Mary Kate out on the roof of the Union here with our weather report. Mary Kate, what does it look like for today? It looks pretty sunny out there.
Josh, today is going to be absolutely perfect. Right now, it's 56 degrees, and it looks like we're only going to reach a high of about 73, completely clear skies and abundance of sunshine.
Well, that sounds good for today. So if you're walking to class, you want to walk down to Mass Street, should be fairly good weather for you there. So as we look ahead now into the upcoming days this week, can we expect the same kind of weather, or is it going to change?
You know, I hope everyone does enjoy this weather today, because come Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to have a lot of rain. Tomorrow, we're going to have a high of about 85 with 60% chance of precipitation. And then on Thursday, we're going to drop just a little bit to 79, but still with another 40% chance of precipitation. All
right, so if anybody has any outdoor plans, probably be a good idea to get out there and take advantage of the good weather today with the incoming rain. Well, Mary Kate, thank you. And we'll bring it back to the studio, as that's all the time we have for today's broadcast here on Good Morning KU. We thank you all for watching, and we encourage you to tune in again throughout every weekday at 10 a.m.